All right, welcome back. So in this one, we're going to actually use the word that we submit, and it seems pretty straightforward. It's going to be fairly straightforward. However, we're going to be making a couple changes here. So instead of console logging with our saved word, what we're going to do is we're going to have it update on the saved word. And then we're going to do this fetch inside of there instead. So we're not going to fetch initially, we're going to be fetching only when the saved word updates. But we also don't want to use the initial blank saved word. So we want to see if the word is blank before we make the fetch. So we're going to say if saved word does not equal nothing. We could also do length, but that'll work too. Does not equal an empty string, then we'll make this fetch here. Now, instead of fetching this, we have to fetch our saved word. Now, we can do it like this. I don't like this. This becomes unwieldy very quickly when you start combining it. And I actually don't like that we did that here either. So we're going to use something called template literals. And what a template literal is some things call it string interpolation. I know that Python calls it string formatting, but it's essentially a way of putting variables into a string without having to do all this plus stuff. So the way it works is we need to change this from quotes. We're going to change it to backticks. This is not a single quote. This is a backtick. The backtick is on my keyboard. It's just under the escape key, just left of the one key, like in the upper left of my keyboard. So make sure you're using that one. And then we put a $sign and then open and close curly braces. And inside of here, we can put that saved word like that. Now, you see it just says loading all the time because it didn't make that fetch. There's no initial fetch because the saved word is empty. Now, when I type a word in, word, your word is word, cool, your word is cool. All right, very nice. But let's go over here and do the same thing with this return message. I don't like how this is. So we're gonna do the same thing over here. I'm gonna wrap that like this, and we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna put backticks instead, and it's gonna be the same thing. Template literal, your word is template literal. So basically, we're able to create our request here. Now, there are some other ways of attaching the query string on. This is the easiest way. There's some weird built-in JavaScript stuff that you can do. I've never really found it that useful when compared to just doing it like this. Another good thing to do is just line break here between our thens for resolving our promises. But yeah, this will allow us to send the request to the backend. We can get the query string and we can do what we need to on the backend and then send the necessary data back to the front end.